Have you ever wondered what kind of existence we, as human beings, really are? Are we born selfish and self-interested, or do we harbor a goodness deep inside? Today, we are going to enter the world of a wise man of more than 2,000 years ago, Mencius, to hear his unique insights into human nature. Mencius was an important representative of Confucianism during the Warring States period, second only to Confucius in terms of influence, and so he was honored as the Sage of Asia. His thoughts were organized into a book called Mencius, which contains many chapters, from ancient times to the Qin dynasty, were required reading for the imperial examinations, so it can be seen how important his thoughts are. The core of Mencius' thought is what we are going to talk about today, ***, the theory of the goodness of nature. Simply put, Mencius believed that people are good by nature. He felt that we are born with something called intolerance ***. Sounds a bit awkward, doesn't it? In fact, it is a kind of compassion and sympathy for others. This kind of compassion, Mencius also called it compassion. He added compassion to shame, the heart that knows shame and detests badness, resignation, the heart that knows modesty, and right and wrong, the heart that knows right and wrong. The heart of right and wrong, the heart that can distinguish between right and wrong, known as the four hearts of man, or the four ends ***. Mencius said that the reason why a person is a human being is that he has these four hearts. Without them, he would be no different from a beast. So the question is, if people are good by nature, why do people still do bad things? Mencius believes that it is not a problem of human nature itself, but people give up the nature, or, in other words, the good nature to lose. Therefore, people need to constantly reflect on themselves, to restore the original goodness. This is like what Mencius said, seek peace of mind, that is, to find the lost heart back. When this is done, and the heart is open, that is the greatest joy, to be honest with oneself, there is no greater joy ***. Mencius' thought is not only about personal cultivation, but also goes into the governance of the country. He put forward the people-oriented ideology of, the people are more important than the ruler. He believed that the people were the most important thing, followed by the state, and the monarch came last. The first responsibility of the monarch was to protect the interests of the people and to love them. Mencius also said that the power of the monarch must be legitimate and agreed upon by the people. If the monarch's character and governance do not win the hearts of the people have the right to overthrow him. The phrase, heaven sees what the people see, and heaven hears what the people hear, is a reminder to the monarch that heaven sees through the eyes of the people and hears through the ears of the people. Unfortunately, this ahead-of-the-curve people-oriented thinking of Mencius was not really adopted and practiced during most of the feudal dynasties. Mencius also advocated that monarchs should practice benevolent government and the way of the king. This required monarchs to follow the theory of goodness of nature in governing the country, and to use benevolence and virtue to govern the country. He hoped that monarchs would extend their love for their own elderly to the elderly of others, and their love for their own children to the children of others. In this way, the society can be full of benevolence and love, and the country can be rich, strong and stable. Why did Mencius emphasize the goodness of nature so much? He believed that human beings are born with a kind of conscience and good ability. Conscience is the moral truth that we can understand without learning, and good ability ***, is the good deeds that we can do without thinking. For example, when a child is born knowing how to love his parents, and when he grows up knowing how to respect his brothers and sisters, this is the embodiment of what Mencius called benevolence and righteousness. These essences of goodness, these moral capacities, are what distinguish human beings from animals, and they are also their noblest values. Mencius criticized those who regarded human desires as their nature and the pursuit of gain as the goal of life. He argued that if people acted only on the basis of desires and external rules, they would not be truly wise and their nature would be distorted. He emphasized that morality is the most special part of human beings, something we are born with and cannot be changed by the outside world. It is like water, which by nature flows downward, but if you use a pump, you can also make it go upward, even to high mountains. This is not the nature of water, but the action of external forces. According to Mencius, when people do bad things, just like water being forcibly led upward, it is not a matter of human nature, but of being influenced by external circumstances and going against one's good nature. Therefore, Mencius taught us that we should always reflect inwardly to realize the compassion, shame, and resignation that we already have in our hearts, the four hearts of compassion, shame, hatred, resignation, and right and wrong, and constantly expand and practice the four virtues of benevolence, righteousness, courtesy, and wisdom. Don't be a self-thief, that is, don't harm your own goodness, don't let yourself do bad things. We must guard the heart of benevolence and righteousness, or conscience ***. Mencius even believed that the reason why we human beings are different from everything else is that we have a special chi in our hearts, which is called the spirit of greatness. He said, I am good at cultivating my vastness of chi. This kind of chi is the most powerful and strongest chi in heaven and earth, which is accumulated by the righteousness of little by little, and is compatible with the way. This shows that Mencius' goodness of nature is not only a kind of morality, but also a kind of powerful inner strength. Of course, Mencius' theory of the goodness of nature has some room for logical discussion, such as how he distinguishes between human desires and nature, and the criteria for judging a gentleman, etc. But it is undeniable that Mencius' theory of the goodness of nature is not only a morality, but also a powerful inner force. However, it is undeniable that Mencius' theory of the goodness of nature provides a very important perspective for us to understand human nature. It emphasizes the power of the goodness of man's heart, and encourages us to actively guard and develop our conscience. This kind of thinking still has far-reaching revelations for us today in building a harmonious society and enhancing our personal moral cultivation.